Hey YouTube, it's Jenna here again, back at it for my third video, so that's exciting. So today we're going to be doing 3 half hair updos, which are just more of the entire top of your head, and then 3 of your braided to the side ones. So here we go. So our first look today will be a half bun. It goes well with a casual setting or a fancy setting. So what you're going to need for this hairdo is just one little ponytail and probably just some bobby pins and your hairbrush. So we're gonna brush it back, make it all even, get those knots out, and you start at the crown of your eyebrows and go straight back. I like to do that just to make it a little bit higher on my head. And then what you do is you just try to straighten it all out, and you hold it with your one hand and start twisting with the other hand, just twirling your finger through it. And why you hold it there is just to keep it at the crown of your head. And you just twist it all the way up till you get it pretty tight there. And then you take your finger and you put it in the middle while pulling with this hand and going around in a circle. And right now it looks like a little tiny bun, which isn't very aesthetically pleasing, but believe me, we'll get there. So you put your hair tie around by holding your entire hand over it and pulling it over twice. So it looks a little tiny right now, but that's why we pull those little sides out a little bit. And that's what we got our bobby pins here for. So bobby pins are always a good tool for thickness, and what I like to do is squish it down with my whole hand, and then when you put your bobby pin in, you just pull it apart with your finger like this, and you put a little bit on the top into your bun, but then you lace it down tight into the hair that's pulled back. So see, it's already made that side a little bit thicker, and then we grab our second bobby pin and we repeat. We scrunch it down and a little bit at the top into the bobby pin, and the rest you push straight down into your head. And then what I like to do to add a little more volume is just to pull out little tiny pieces and try and make it as even as possible. So personally, I like to have it a little more loose looking, and some people like to pull out their bangs beforehand. I think it's better to have the messy look and pull out the bangs after you've made your bun. So I pulled out my bangs, but I still don't like that swirl there. So we're gonna just go with the flow of where my hair wants to be going, because we never fight the hair. The hair does what the hair wants. So you just bobby pin it and try and disguise it into the bun by pushing the bobby pin a little back. And there you go. You have your half bun look. And let's move on to the next look. So for our next look, we'll be doing a half up fishtail braid, and let's get started. So for this one, you will need 2 hair ties, and of course, bobby pins are always our best friend. So this one requires, of course, a fishtail braid, so we will be teaching you how to do a fishtail braid. So what I like to do first, of course, is brush through my hair, always the first step, and then I like to go from them eyebrow crowns and pull straight back, and then of course separate and brush your separation for that clean look. So you could either start your fishtail braid right here and have a looser look around the crown of your head, or you can secure it first with your hair tie. So there's that, and I like to pull it up a little bit just to give it that little poof of volume. Since our fishtail braid is already sectioned out here, I like to section this portion off just so that little straggly hairs won't fall into my braid and get in my way. So we've secured that. And then we take our hair here and we split it into 2 even sections, which you just push your finger in the middle and it'll separate pretty well. So first you'll take the very right side and bring it over to the left and tighten. Tightening is the most important part of any fishtail braid. So then second, you'll pull from the left and bring it over and tighten. And then you repeat, right to left side, tighten. Super left to right side and tighten. So fishtail braids tend to take a bit longer and they can hurt your arms with sitting up in this position if you are doing this braid on yourself. So you're welcome to lay at the end of your bed and let gravity hold your arms up for you. I promise it looks weird, but I also promise it helps a lot. So now that we're coming to the end of our fishtail braid, I know it's tempting to pull your arms to the front and start braiding from the side like this, but it will throw off the equilibrium on your braid. So you need to just keep going straight down from your head, or else it will set it completely off. And now that we've finished our small braid here, we'll go ahead and tie it off. Try not to pull too far to the side, or else it can also let loose the braid and make it not as centered. So I like to pull out my hair now from the bottom, and that gives you a very tight look in the back. But what I like to do is to take it and pull out the sides just to give it a thicker look. Thick is very in nowadays. So we just keep pulling out these pieces, and I like to go very thick. So for those last little touches on your fishtail braid, I just like to pull out my bangs a little bit to frame my face and just smooth everything out, and you're good to go, ready for your day. Okay, for this last one, we're just gonna do a simple half hair up. Probably the simplest one you could do, but this one adds a little bit more oomph to it. So I've brushed my hair out, and now I'm gonna do a high ponytail by pulling all this hair straight on top of my head. This look gives you just a more fun, volumed look. Maybe you're going out with a boy or to a fair and want something more fun, less classy. This is the look for you. So you pull those pieces of hair at the front straight, and it gives kind of a palm tree look. And you pull all your hair out and you pull these bangs to the front, and there you go. You've got your fun Ariana Grande half up hair look, and there you go. So our first look will have 2 waterfall braids on either side. What I like to do is separate my hair in half by going from the middle of my nose and straight back and pulling to each side. You comb to either side, and then you take the very front piece of one side, and I like to try to make it as small as possible. The fact is that you do have to have 2 separate pieces, so it has to be a bit thicker than normal braids. So you take 2 sections of your hair, and I like to twist it from the start twice or maybe 3 times depending on how I'm feeling. And you've got these 2 pieces just twisted together, and then you scoop just a little bit of hair from right there, right in between, and you bring this bottom piece under and this top piece over and pull. And then you twist. Again, you grab in between and a little lower than the hair that you have, and you just have this natural piece coming up and this natural piece coming down. You pull and you twist, and you repeat to create a beautiful waterfall braid. Twist, midsection, under, over, pull, and twist. So that is one side of our waterfall braid, and you could either end with both pieces in the back by just taking your hair tie at the end and tying them together, but personally I like to just bobby pin them off and call it a day. So you take your bobby pin and you go straight into your scalp. Now we gotta start on our second braid. Try to measure it and make the same amount of hair, and then try and split it from the same place as well. It's a little harder when you've got your dominant side and your not so dominant side, but you'll learn from muscle memory. And if you remember right, I've twisted this side 3 times, so I should do the same to the opposite side for symmetry. So then I have a bit more of a tough time on this side, but we'll take our midsection here and again go under and over, pull and twist. And then you grab your pieces again, grab your middle section, under and over, pull and twist. Again, grab your section, pull the top piece over, bottom piece under, pull and twist. And then you continue. Okay, so now I feel like I've got some pretty even amount of waterfall braid. So I'm gonna take my bobby pin and you put it straight in to your hair, trying to kind of touch the scalp. So now that we're done, I like to make sure all the pieces lie flat because sometimes they like to stick straight up from the braid. So you pull them down, make sure they're flat, make sure you feel symmetrical, and there you go. You have a half hair up waterfall braid style.